everybody, and welcome to Hannah's Happy Space. A little bit of a different video for you today. It's not a podcast. In my last podcast, I mentioned that we'd had a big tidy up in the craft room and asked if anybody would like to have a little tour around. So a few of you said yes. So I thought today is a good day to do that. Today is Wednesday the 6th. Sebby has gone back to school and I am home alone this morning. My craft room is in our conservatory. So as you can imagine at the moment with the hot weather we're having, it does get rather warm in here. So I thought while it's still relatively early and the sun isn't full pelt at the moment and it's fairly cool in here, I thought it was a good time to do a little tour. Just a quick note, if I keep looking in the wrong place, I've got a new phone and the camera's in a different place to where it used to be. So if I can, doing it now, if I keep looking in the wrong place, please excuse me. I know it can be a bit irritating. So, yeah, like I said, last time I mentioned that we'd had a massive tidy up and got rid of a lot of craft goodies that weren't being used anymore. I used to have an awful lot of paper crafting, scrapbooking, painting, those kinds of things that I just don't do anymore and had been clinging on to, but now have gone off to better homes, off to charity shops, off to school, all those kinds of places. But there is still quite a lot left. So I will show you what there is. Now, majority is in here. There is a tiny bit through into the lounge where I normally do my podcast, so I'll sneak that little bit on as well at the end. So let's have a look. I'm going to try and move you around as easily as possible without too much shaking. So here we go. Okay, so here we are coming through the conservatory doors into the conservatory, into the craft room. There's lots of furniture we've managed to squeeze in here. The good old IKEA Kallax units. We've got a few in here. So on this side, got my printer set up, my commercial sock yarn, bag full of project bags. Now in all of these, let me just try and remember, I think everything in here is yarn related. So old projects. Chunky yarns. What else have we got in here? Just move the chair out of the way. Bit more chunky yarn. Bit of Aran and anything else that might be. This is mostly commercial in here. What have we got? Bit further down. Oh, she says seeing a little bit of hand-dyed, but that's my own hand-dyed in there. And that's that one. Then, cotton stash. And lastly, yarn dye supplies. So yeah, this side is yarn based mostly. Then move the chair again. Coming over now, I'm sure most crafters, as well as the IKEA Kallax staple. Oh, sorry, my hand's in the way. Yeah, the crafting trolley. I've got several of these. So this is mine. Where is the camera on here? And I keep putting my hand in the way. Sorry. Try to work out where everything should go. Now, I must warn you, the craft room is currently in use. So please excuse the floor. There's scraps of yarn, fabric everywhere. So this is mainly sewing in here. So in the top, we've got all my sort of sewing essentials. So hand sewing needles. Pins, whoops, what else have we got in here? Scissors, pin cushions, glue pens, tape measures, more sewing needles. I think that's probably that in the top. What have we got into? Oh, needle cases. Then we've got sewing threads. and some embroidery threads, and in the bottom is even more embroidery threads, and the flamingo case is where I keep my limited supply of straight needles. So that's that one. Then over to the, oh sorry, hand keeps going in. Thought it'd be easy. I've got a little tripod on to make it a bit steadier, and I don't think it's made it any easier. Yeah, this is the sewing desk. So we've got rotary cutters and scissors, some bits on the go. I've been making some more cross stitch cushions. They're ready to be stuffed for the autumn display. At the moment, we have got my mum's sewing machine, because in the background there is our brother's sewing machine that has stopped working. It's got to go off to the sewing shop in Exeter to have a service and see if they can fix it for us. What else have we got out here? Oops, swap hands. So we've got a little pin cushion that I've made. These are my new favourite pins with the buttons on. Little fabric tray that I made to put my ends in. Essentials, scissors, friction pen. Whoop, that's that one. So that's a heat erasable pen, a seam ripper and a seam roller. That foot there is my free motion embroidery foot. Now this desk has drawers. So in this one we've got a few patterns, zips, and then these files have so wax paper, we've got heat and bond, bonder web, interfacing, those kinds of things. This is my new chair. I thought, now I'm doing a lot more sewing, I best have a proper chair, because the chair I was sitting on was really high on my back. I had to build this chair, and I built it twice because I built it backwards the first time. But it is much more comfortable than my previous chair. So in my other drawer, we've got quilting rulers, so for cutting fabrics, the extension table for our machine, and the foot pedal, although I don't use a foot pedal for the machine. We've got a computerized machine that uses a start-stop button, and then all the essential gubbins that go with the sewing machine, all my bobbins, feet, all that kind of thing, safely tucked away there, because they're the things I always need and never remember where they are. Okay, moving on to the things get a bit tight for room now. What's this? An ironing board. So obviously, again, another sewing essential. Ironing board, iron, quilting clips, stack of bags that are ready to be sewn. This is I use it for pressing. I think it might be like one of those wool pressing mats inside. It's a lot firmer than the the ironing board, so you get a better press. So it's got pressing board on both sides, and then you open it up. It's got so it's good for if you go to sewing groups or you travel with your sewing. Mini cutting board, self-healing cutting board. This is it's not felt, but it's like it feels like a faux suede. So if you want to try out, say, small quilting, obviously because it's not huge, or EPP, you can put your shapes on there and work out where to put them all together without it slipping. A bit like a design wall if you're a quilter. And then the last bit is sandpaper. So doesn't look very exciting there, but what you can do, this is good for drawing on your fabric. So when you draw onto a fabric with a pencil, it can drag the fabric and stretch it. Whereas if you put the fabric on top of this sandpaper, it gives it some grip, and then that doesn't happen. So this is a very handy little tool. And another essential best press for when I'm ironing my fabrics. Makes it easier to iron out creases, and helps with fraying as well. We'll quickly go past the little messy corner, which has got some bits that are due to go to the tip and the errors. Zoom past those, hopefully not making you feel ill. Oh, some wadding stuck on there. This is the next Kallax unit. Oh, on the floor. So we've got boxes on the top half. So down the bottom, we've got blocking mats, vinegar for dyeing, some paperworky things, project bags, yarn spinner, yarn winder. In the boxes on the middle row are fabrics. So we've got patterned fabrics, more patterned fabrics. What's in here? Oh, plains, stripes and solids. No, plains, stripes and spots. And this one has got larger pieces of fabric in. So that's fabric. Oh, and this one is batting and stuffing. What's in that bottom box? Can I remember? Oh, that's Sebby's box of art supplies. He also has his own trolley. He's got all his pens and pencils and paper and whatnot. In the top drawers, so this is, in these top ones are sort of other crafts that I still do when I can. This box in here has kits. So let's have a little look. Sort of embroidery kits, this kind of thing. A lot of this is Cara's actually in here. They're her sort of bits. Next box, cross stitch, mostly hoops. It's a bit messy in there because I've been rooting through because I've been doing lots of cross stitch at the moment. Bits of Ada in there as well. Oh, this one's heavy. This is papers and books. So we've got all different types of drawing books and cards and paper. Oh, ouch, bang my elbow. And finally, very sparkly pencil case. We've got bits in here for making stitch markers and the bits that I use for my bag. Pasta machine is for Fimo, which I haven't done any for ages of them actually. Oh, sorry about banging. Right, last desk is opposite the sewing desk. So, pile of bags that'll be going in the shop update. Now this table is a little bit messier because this is where I have been, yes, cutting fabrics. So as you can see, I've got my cutting mat, I've got my rulers, got my rotary cutter, I've got piles of fabric. And then in this box here are old projects or some that, you know, might need ripping out and have been tucked away for further use, future use even. In this cubby hole, we've got more fabrics. So that is a project that I will be doing at some point. What have we got in here? Oh, it's a bit difficult one-handed. Oh, tiny charm packs or little pieces of fabric. They're great for EPP. And then we've got this basket of fabrics, which are my sort of nice ones that I'm keeping for my own not that anything else isn't nice. These are bits that I've bought for myself or have been gifted to make actual projects. So we've got more little charm packs, bigger squares, that kind of thing, pre-cuts. Then we've got notebooks. Oh no! Hold on, I'll be right back. I'm so sorry about that, about the almighty crash. Before that, I was saying, here I have notebooks and pens. All kinds of pens in there, my little crochet bear. Then next one, we've got paintbrushes, paints in that tin, different types, watercolours, acrylics, pens. Next one is my paper cutters, and then we've got that great big curly thing is the stand that I use when I'm podcasting. What else have we got in there? Brayer, heat tools, glue guns. Then we've got the felt basket full of all different felts. This one, so I've got my sock blockers and my yarn holder. Couple of bags that are left from last time's update. Then we've got all my bits that I use for the packaging there, washi tape, tissue paper, mailing bags. And then that one is for random things when I am sewing. So just looking around to make sure that is everything. If we just quickly come out of the conservatory, here is some of the toys I've made, but this unit here is where I keep all my Stylecraft or acrylic yarns in those top ones. In the bottom pink one is my hand-dyed yarns, and the purple one is some other projects. Can't get there at the moment because, as you can see, quite a bit of stuff there. And these are baskets and bags full of whips or jumpers that have been taken off and left there. Sorry, my hand's there again. But you might recognise this side of the sofa with the pile of things is where I do my podcasting from. Right, well that is it. That is my crafty stash, my craft room tour. Not the most professional thing that you've ever seen. Hands in the way, almighty crashes during the middle, messy floors, but true to life, I'd say. A true to life craft room tour. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed having a little look around what my sort of setup here is. It is starting to get a little bit warm now, so I'm going to open the windows, open the door up. I didn't have them open during that little tour. The neighbours would have heard all the mighty crashes and all sorts, but we have new sparrow babies in the garden on the feeder, and they're incredibly noisy, so you would have been interrupted by all of that. I will be back in soon, fingers crossed. There was meant to be a podcast sooner than this, but things have got in the way. I was meant to do one at the weekend, but I wasn't at home. I had to go and stay at mum's because we had a bathroom malfunction and had to wait for a plumber. So now Sebby's back to school and things are a little bit quieter at home. Hopefully in the next day or two. I don't want to put a time on it just in case things happen and I don't get there, but there will be a podcast very soon, and as you can see, I've been doing lots of sewing, so there will also be a shop update. Okay, well thank you for joining me. If you liked what you saw, give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to subscribe, that always helps, and any comments you want to leave me, I love reading them. You want to tell me what sort of things you've got going on in your craft room, that'd be brilliant. And I will see you again very soon. Thanks everybody, bye.